So just to introduce ourselves and myself, uh, I think there is some problem from somewhere. Just a minute. Video is on. My video is on. Okay, I'll just off my video. Somebody is suggesting that it's better that we off the video so that the presentation is more. Am I right? Am I right, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect, perfect. I dropped my video, I suppose. Now I think it should be better, right? Are you able to see the screen, everyone?
Yes.
Perfect. Yeah. I'll start then. Just to introduce myself and the company. We are Peak Growth. We are a personal financial management firm. There is a team of 3 people, me, Gopal, and Som. So just to give you the backgrounds of where we have come from. Me, this is Ranga. I have studied my masters in at IIT Bangalore in information technology, and then I studied in IIM Kozhikode, MBA Finance. And Som is actually my my classmate in IMK. He is also from a technical background. He works for IBM, and I have my own startups. Coming to Gopal, Gopal is a chartered accountant, and he is an auditor there. I think most of the people should know Gopal, and I met him when I started my first company, and that's how we had a bonding. We started together, and now the goal of Peak Growth is to give a small bits of financial management so that people, middle class people, can actually understand what is the financial freedom, how do we achieve financial freedom, and what exactly is saving, investing. I mean, there are many aspects of financing. Just to brief you, this is the series 1, and then we'll have a series of classes in the next 12 sessions every Saturday we are planning. Okay, so now let's get into the discussion. Today's topic, the series we named it as Secret Rules of Financial Freedom, Indian middle class context. Okay, so most of the guys who there are three kinds of people here. One, who earn every day and live in. For them, there is no financial planning required because they actually plan every day. And two, there are high net worth individuals, wherein they have lots of money, they have people to manage their money. Okay, and that cost and everything are involved, and they also have more investment money to invest in. But coming to the Indian mid class context, we don't have financial educations from childhood. That is a main problem where that is a main problem where we face issues, and hence people like us start investing very late, and also don't understand what is the difference between saving and investing. Okay, so that's how I wanted to we wanted to come together and get into a kind of session and educate people. Okay, so I'll just get into that. So it's more than a education, it's more than a knowledge which we wanted to share so that we can grow together. I just go to the second one. Are you able to see the second screen? If there is any issue, please stop me somewhere. Okay, yeah, this is the slide. What I call it as, what is financial freedom? First, to understand, for any freedom is what we intend to do, and to be what we like to be, right? If even not just the financial freedom, but also freedom, it is like to do what we intend to do in your lives, and to be what you like to be in your lives. And when it comes to financial,
Ranga,
hello,
can you please present your screen again?
it is gone.
Yeah, it's gone. Can you please present again?
Resume your presentation.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like
Okay. Yeah. So I was just explaining what is financial freedom. Financial freedom is just a freedom also that, to do what we intend to do and to be what we like to be. That means whatever you want to do in your life, you should be able to do it. And when it comes to financial freedom, you should be free to think in terms of money, and you should be free to do whatever you want to do at that point of life. Maybe it is a retirement stage, or maybe it is a growth stage wherein we are earning stage. Maybe it is a spend stage wherein our kids grow up and then we spend money. Okay, and most of the times we think that as a middle class guy, we also think as I'm also a middle class guy, so we also think in terms of earning daily and spending daily. Maybe they earn daily and spend daily, but we earn monthly and spend monthly. There is no much difference. That's where understanding the secrets of financing is very important. How do we accumulate the wealth with whatever we have, even if it is the smallest amount? I'll go to the next one. What gives us freedom? Okay, in terms of financial freedom, most important thing is it's not your earning. You have to understand that it's not enough if you earn. You must have to save. So we have a beautiful quote we can take out from books. It's not your earning, but your saving make you rich. Rich is a subjective term. If I have a crore, then I can be richer. Or if you have a crore, you may not be richer. So rich is to have freedom of financial freedom. This is what is richness mean. Okay. So earning is one aspect where we sometimes have control, sometimes don't have control. But most of the people earn somehow at some stage of life. We earn. Okay. But do we save? And do we know what exactly is meant by saving? How do we do that? Let's come to that point. See, if you come to savings, okay, people have misconceptions about savings. Okay. So I divided into 5 parts. How to save? First of all, how do we pressurize ourselves to save? And then when to save? Okay. How long to save? How long is duration? How much to save? People have an impression that what will I get if I invest 100 rupees per month, or 10,000 rupees per annum? Does it make sense? We'll see that question. Okay. See, the question is every penny matters. That we come to that. And where to save is an important question. Most of the times we feel that saving is just put it in the bank, that should be fine. But what factors come in and why our savings will not be savings, we will come to know. Okay. Yeah. Next one. I'll just go to the how to save part. Yeah. See, our middle class, sorry. Yeah. Our middle class mentality is very simple. Okay. Middle class mentality has nothing wrong or right. It's just the way it is. Okay. So I don't have any negatives or positive sides of it, but that is how we are born. See, now the old formula was we earn money, let it be 10,000, let it be a lakh, let it be 10 lakhs, maybe per month, maybe per annum. People are there. And we first do the expenses, and then whatever is left of expenses, we generally try to save. Am I right? This is how the formula works. But there is a small problem. The problem is most of the times income is constant for most of the people, at least us, and expenses, okay, are nearly constant if we think so. That is our theme. Okay. And we tend to spend as much as we have. That's how the mentality works in our mentality works in. So that's why whatever is left off is what we call it as saving. Okay. Then we think of this money and then invest in some things. Okay. But I feel the mindset has to change. Okay. I feel the mindset has to change. Okay. What is the mindset which has to change? What I feel is, first we have to save enough. We will come to know what is enough. We have to save enough for the future, for our families, for our retirements, for our kids, everything. And then maybe small saving, but saving is a saving. And then whatever is left out. So we have a fixed control on savings, and whatever is left out, we should start expensing. That is the first thing which we need to understand when we are actually saving. Otherwise, we tend to equate expenses to our income and sometimes tend to borrow to make these expenses. And the borrow angle will be filled, must have to be filled from income, which is a dangerous thing. That's why you think of differently from today. We need to save first and then go to the expenses. Okay. How do we save? As a middle class, no, I don't want to get into big discussions here, but I'll tell you simply, okay, how generally people do, how big guys do. You must have read Rich Dad and Poor Dad. Even if you have read, I recommend you to read it. Okay. Rich Dad and Poor Dad is a book which actually, takes you through a lot of financial rules a simple way. Okay. Now I'll tell you, how can you pressurize yourself to save? Okay. Most important step is track your expenses. Tracking your expenses is a mandatory thing. I know most of us don't do that, but now technology has changed. There are hundreds of apps. There is an Excel sheet. There is a pen and paper. Take your pen and paper and track your expenses, even if it is as low as 1% of your total income. It doesn't matter. Okay. Why it helps? I'll tell you in step 2. Step 2, what exactly is budgeting? Budgeting in the sense, you must have heard this term a lot of times. How much to spend for which category? For food, how much you are spending? For travel, how much you are spending? For clothes, how much you are spending? For paying interest, how much you are spending? For education, how much you are spending? This planning is required beforehand. The way states and countries do their budgeting, every individual have to sit and understand their finances. Like, put on paper what is your expenses, how much is going for each category, and how much is your income, how much is the gap, are we in deficit? We have to do that analysis. Then only you will understand the gaps. Okay. We'll get into full budgeting and planning later, but this is the first one. Step 3, most important thing, pay your debt first. Okay. Why I say that is, mostly the debts which middle class people take are of very, very, costly debts. Costly in the sense, you have to pay 3%, 4%, 5% sometimes. Or I heard in the markets, 8% is also a trend. Whichever are costlier debts, like, you are paying higher interest, you must have to pay it first. Before that, interest doesn't come into picture. Correct? Because if you are saving 100 rupees, and if you are in the other side, you are paying interest of 100 rupees, it doesn't make sense. The equation doesn't balance. So you need to have a plan to get rid of the finances in the first go. And if it is a low cost debt, like home loans and all, it can go on because it's part of your saving. Okay. Next one, have a plan. We need to have a clear cut plan of what we are going to do, what we wanted to spend. Does our budget allow traveling this year? Can we go to family holiday, or maybe we plan to Tirupati? Even Tirupati kind of expenses are around 25,000 these days, 10,000 these days minimum. But 10,000 budget is there in your system. Can your expenses allow? That you have to plan. Okay. Let's move on. First, then I'll answer. See, I answered this question, how to save. Next, the question is when to save. Okay. See, you have to understand one jargon, that time is money. I'll explain you with example. Okay. Say, for example, okay, Mr. Ranga has invested. Generally, he starts his career from 20, 21, 22. Let it be. Okay. Has invested 1 lakh rupees 1 lakh rupees here. Okay, and he invests 1 lakh every year. Okay, and the growth is just 8%, say for example. Okay, I invest from 20 years to 40 years and I stop it. Okay, I invest for 20 years, 1 lakh per month. Okay, then I stop it. 1 lakh per month is, should be per annum is easier money for us because 10,000 per month. Okay, just take one example. Okay, maybe lesser also is good. If you stop it here till 40, okay, and say that you retire at 60, okay, you invest only from 20 to 40 because you are earning, you are very strong. After 40, maybe your kids in expenses will come in. But if you sit for 60 years, you will be sitting on 2.3 crores at just 8% return. Okay, you understand, 8% return. Okay, 2.3 crores, just 1 lakh per year. But by mistake, you didn't invest in from 20 to 30, which everybody does. Even I didn't save from 20 to 30. I just after 30 only I realized. Then I started investing at 30 and then spent 20 years in investing. That means every year I spent. And now I stopped investing fresh money after this. And now as I started from 30, 20 years means it will be 50 years. And then I wait for 10 years. This will be only 1.06 crore. Okay. Here also it is 30 years. Here also it is 30 years. Just understand. I'll tell you another angle now. Okay. Now you start at 40. Okay. And then invest till 60 because generally 60 years is the time you need money back because you can't earn from there. So if you start saving from 40, if the investment grows at 8%, anyway, you have to start, say, for example, 20 years is the duration, you will just save 45 lakhs. Investment is same, 20 lakhs, 20 lakhs, 20 lakhs. Here I started from 40, here I started from 30, here I started from 20. What made the difference is after investing for 20 years or after investing for few years, you waited long for it to compound. That is called compounding, the magic of compounding. You waited. See here, actually, if you don't even take interest, almost maybe here itself in the 20 years, you will be sitting on around 45 lakhs almost. And on that 45 lakhs, because 1 lakh every year will go to some amounts. Okay. And then on that 45 lakhs, you are sitting for 20 years. But see the beauty of the number. That's why when to save, if you have a question, you have to save yesterday, from yesterday. So if not yesterday is in your hands, anyway, it's not in your hands, we should start today if it is late. Okay. Now, next question. I'll explain you this little bit. Okay. How long to save? Okay. First thing, how long to save? The generic answer is you have a capacity to save. But most of us will take out the money and then think that investment is not growing. You must have seen, many people must have seen, I'll tell you the examples. They say, I have invested in one land in 0 years. That means maybe 10 years back, 20 years back. It has given 10 times returns. Okay. Now, okay. But the problem is if you save in post office or if you save in PPF, no returns. Returns are very low. Then why should I save? That's a question of you will not have enough money to invest in plots. Generally, we tend to speak about two things. One, my father would have invested in 4 lands that time. He was getting for 25,000. Maybe I would have sit on gold mine. But the question to ask is, are we doing that now? Why are we not doing that? Because 25,000 at that time is a costlier amount. Now, in a remote place, tier 2 cities also, 1 acre of land is not less than 6 lakhs. Not less than. So, 6 lakhs itself is a huge money to invest in here. And by any chance you are getting the debt for that, You are not even calculating the interest of that. But say, for example, you have invested in some other instrument in the sense, maybe FDs, maybe mutual funds, maybe market, maybe whatever it is, PPF, there are so many, okay, senior citizen funds, etc., etc. Say 1 lakh you have invested one time at 0 years, okay, whenever it is, maybe in 1980, okay, say for example, 10 years, it grows to 2.15 lakhs. That means in 10 years, it's just doubled. That's it. Okay. 1 lakh I have invested on 0th year one time. That's it. I left it. I did nothing. You have to understand this. Okay. I have not invested more. But 20 years, you see this graph, it is growing. Okay. If it is doubling in 10 years, it should have doubled in another 10 years, right? 2 lakhs should have become 4 lakhs, but here it is becoming 4.66. Now, if you see another 10 years, it's becoming 4.66 to more than double. This is 4.6. This is, so 4.6 double is 9.2, and then it is 10 lakhs. I know these numbers are not interesting for you. I'll show you another numbers. Okay. Say, for example, you have invested 1 lakh one time. Okay. If your investment grows by any chance, 8% we have seen. But if your investment grows by any chance 16% per annum, okay, there are ways to grow it for 16%, okay, with some risk. After 30 years, okay, see the amount here, 85 lakhs, 84,000. And even come down to 12%. Your 1 lakh invested today, you sit for 30 years, it will become 29 lakhs. Okay. This is the beauty of saving the longer periods. You need to save for longer periods. Okay. And see, if you save for 40 years, maybe most of us are started earning from 20 years. Even if you spend 1 lakh here, I tell you, you don't have 1 lakh to save, then what should we do? I'll tell you that. 1 lakh here, then wait for 40 years till retirement. Maybe if investments grows at 12% also, it would have been 93 lakhs. We would have been a crorepati with just 1 lakh in 40 years. It's not a magic, guys. It's a maths. It's a mathematics. Okay. It's actually, the problem is why when we look back, this doesn't look reality to people is people withdraw their funds after a few years. They say, I have very critical education to do. They say, I have to construct a house. They say, I have medical emergencies are there. Medical emergency, nobody can do anything, but they will drop it for silly reasons. But if you consistently invest 1 lakh one time with 16% goes to in 40 years 3 crores. But you need to keep the money in that. You can't keep out after 20 years. Then it will be waste of time. Say, for example, even if you are earning 16, 1 lakh will become 19 lakhs after 20 years. You see the beauty here. 20 years, it becomes 19 lakhs. But if you keep on for 25 years, 19 lakhs will become 40 years. Then 25 to 30, you just see the magic here. It doubles. Why? Because the amount is more here. Compounding starts working from 15 to 20 years and not less than that. Okay. Now, next one. How long to save? Another one. Okay. Be consistent. I tell you, in the last slide, what you have seen is we have invested 1 lakh one time, and even if it grows at 12%, you see this 12%, it would have gone to 93 lakhs. Okay. You can just open the Excel sheet if you want and do the calculations yourself. When I was watching it first time, I was also surprised. Will that really help? Now, say for example, somehow you start saving 1 lakh every year. Okay. Invest 1 lakh every year. That is 8,333 per month. Yeah.
Can you please present?
So, tell me. Okay. Oh, I think it is resume presenting. It is breaking in between. Yeah. Is it visible?
Yes, correct now.
Okay. Yeah. Now what I'm telling is, if you invest consistently 1 lakh every year, Okay, that is 8,333 per month. I am breaking like that. Okay, with the same 12%. Okay, if you invest for 40 years, leave about 40, let's come to 30 years. Okay, it is, see here, see the number 2.91 crores, 2.91 crores, just at 12%, 1 lakh consistently, 8,333 per month for 30 years. 8,333 per month for 30 years will take you to 3 crores if you earn 12%. Even if you earn 10%, which is very, very, very reasonable, 1.8 crores is the money you get it. So what we tell you is, be consistent with your investments. You cannot invest 1 year and drop off and do something else. And middle class, the way to grow for middle class is consistency. We cannot invest 1 crore in the market and get back 2 crores in the next year. Okay, that is a dangerous game to play for a middle class guy, because we might be betting on our lives there. But here we are not betting anything. 8,333 per month, very fixed. Okay, come to the next point. That is, the slides will get more interesting. Okay, now many people have questions. Investing every day. Okay, you know, how much do you need to invest every day if you want to become crorepati in 30 years? It's just 100 rupees. That's it. If you invest 100 rupees per day, okay, and for 30 years consistently, if your investments grows even at 10%, very, very nominal 10%. Many of the FDs used to give before, but not, they are not giving now. That's an old story. 10%. You see the number here. In 30-35 years, we get it to 1.13%, 1.13 crores. Or if it grows at 12%, within 30 years, you are at 1.04 crore. But what worked here? Per day 100 consistently for next 30 years is the magic. Will 1 crore be not sufficient for you to live a luxury life? We have to ask ourselves, will 100 rupees be too much to save for every day? That is also interesting. And how will you get to this 12% is a question to ask. I'm pretty sure everybody can crack. 100 rupees per day is an easy job for people, most of us at least. If not now, maybe in the next few days, because there are some students also. But 12%, how do you get it is the question to ask. That will come back to you later. So how much do you need to save to become a crorepati? Is just 100 rupees for 30 years and grow your investments for 12%. You are there. Okay. Maybe, you know, a crorepati word is a boon for middle class. You know, whenever people call, they used to call it lakpatis, but now people are calling us crorepatis. Okay. But now even a mid-class guy can become a crorepati with just 100 rupees. I feel even a labor can become a crorepati with just 100 rupees per day. But the question is consistency. Okay. Now, how much to save? Okay, I'll explain this to you in just a minute. Okay, say for example, the question is how much to save. Okay, say for example, you invest 1 lakh. Okay, and investment grows at 8% only. Okay, after 30 years, your return will be 1.22 crores, 1.22 cr. 30 years. Okay, 1 lakh yearly if you invest. But even if you invest 1,10,000, I just wanted to show you 10,000 difference per year. That means 700 to 800 rupees per month, which is 25 rupees per day if you increase your investments. It's just pocket money for most of the guys. For that matter, I don't have a pocket money because I don't smoke, I don't something, but 25 rupees, even if you are saving from your cigarettes, coffees, Paradise Coffee, tea, lunch meals, 25 rupee difference per day can take us from 1.22 crores to 1.34 crores, 12 lakhs difference just with 25 rupees. Imagine if you can get 100 rupees from your savings every day, what will happen? It's a magic. The compounding works like this. Every penny matters, whether it is 100, 200, 20, 30, it matters. That is what I wanted to convey when I said how much to save. Okay. I go to the next slide. Now there is a lot of confusion, okay, which I hear from people about saving and investment. Okay, Indian middle class savings are just bank deposits, okay, or saving in the savings account. That's it. You have 1 lakh saving, you get an FD, and you are happy. But you know a term called inflation, okay? Inflation means, say for example, if you are, say for example, you have 100 rupees in your pocket and going out to buy some things. Say for example, you got one toothpaste, one soap today. After 1 year, if you go and pay 100 rupees, you won't get that toothpaste and the soap, but you have to pay 106 rupees. You know why? That 6 rupees is actually a retail inflation. Okay, and that next year 106 will not be 106. It will have been gone to 112 and above. That depends upon 6% of 106 again. Okay, so if you keep 100 rupees in your pocket, imagine if your father had 1 lakh rupees in his pocket in one box in your home, okay, and he kept it there in your box for 30 years, and today you found that box, then that has 1 lakh rupees, say in coins only, 1 rupee coins only, which are still valid. Imagine it would have been how much now after 30 years? If you really calculate, it won't be even 10,000 rupees today, because that day 1 lakh has a lot of inflation attached. But what is investment? Okay, investment is after saving. Your investment grows. In the investment, your money grows. You grow a plant of money which actually gives you money, and you take out the money, and some things you use for yourself, and some things you save again, and then again it grows. It's a cycle. But here it saves and it saves and it saves, but inflation kills the saving. Okay, now let's understand another jargon here. What is the difference? Main differences. Okay, generally savings, why we do savings is, I'll tell you. If it is a shorter period savings, say for example, you want to buy a mobile phone this month or next month or next month. Okay, maybe for example, you want to buy a phone of 25,000 rupees or 20,000 rupees. What you do is 6,000 for the next 3 months, you take out the money and save it. Then you get a mobile phone after 3 months. Or maybe you are planning for a after 6 months you are planning for a short trip. Maybe you save it for 6 months and then you put it in the bank, and then take out from the bank and just go for a holiday, do your bookings and all. For that also there are some instruments, but let's come to that. Okay, that is a shorter duration savings are preferred. And why? Because you can withdraw any time you want without any risk and with constant return, right? Your savings will have a shorter period, and also you have free to access the money whenever you want because it's in your bank account, and it's not risky at all. It's your bank. Unless it bankrupts like different Dhanlakshmi Bank and all, it's very rare case. You are safe, and returns are minimal. Okay, if you are looking for short-term, savings are better. But if it is an investment, short-term kills the investment logic. Compounding works only after a specific period. Okay, so investment should be for a higher period. And access to money, yes, you have access to money anytime with the Indian government rules. You can withdraw anytime. Most of the things you can withdraw after 3 months or 3 years. There are some lock-ins, but otherwise you can definitely withdraw. Okay, but risk is a little bit, risk is there. What is that risk? We'll come to know, but higher returns are there. So the question is, Can we actually balance this risk and return and gain consistent investment strategy is the question. So you take a little risk, you take a little return. It's like you take your bike every day, you take your car every day and go to office. Is it not risky? If it is risky, you should have walked. Correct? You are not walking, you are taking a simple risk of driving. It has a small risk, but it has a greater return. Why? Risk of driving is actually you might get killed, you might get met with an accident. But the returns are you reach your office consistently at sharp times so that you can focus on your work. This is kind of a risk. Say, for example, if you don't want to take risk at all, you walk to office, maybe 5 kilometers a day or 10 kilometers a day. Then your returns, what are the returns? Maybe you reach office late. If it is raining, it's dangerous. Okay, am I right? And leave about the risk, leave about the late part. You'll be tired every day so to work. So can you take a little bit of risk to get little bit of higher returns to beat inflation? That means you see current FD rates are close to 6% and current retail inflation is also close to 6%. What does that mean? If you have 100 rupees in your bank today, after 1 year it becomes after 1 year it's like that 100 rupees is worth less 6% because inflation is there, and your savings account is also getting you 6%. So it is matching there and there. That's it. It is not giving you more. That means today you have 100 rupees in your bank, you can withdraw and pay for one toothpaste and soap. After 1 year also, you can withdraw, you can pay for toothpaste and soap only. Not more, not less. True? But investment should be above inflation. You need to earn more. Your 100 rupees should become more than 106 because 6% is gone. So it should become 108, 110, 112. Then only 6% will be for inflation, and then remaining 6% will be for some more things. That is what is investment. Okay. So there are a lot of choices we need to make between savings and investments, but there are better instruments to save, which we come in the next session. Okay. So this is our brief of savings and investments and today's logics. If you have any questions, you are free to ask now. Are there any questions for me? Feel free to ask. I can move the slides as well. No questions?
Hello. Hello.
Yes.
Yes. I have one question. So it's a good explanation and really the investment methods, and I believe you have well explained about the savings rather than the investment, of course, because as you said that first savings and then followed with the investment. It is one best way to like one-time investment or one-time saving, which will become an investment in future. As you calculated as a 12% or 8% something, of course, based on the age. Of course, age is a factor ultimately, because I can't make investment or savings right now in my age of 47. When I was actually, initially you started with a good theme of that. We do not have the education, childhood level of education, the schooling or even +2 level, or of course, unless we reach the graduation level, we know the commerce, we know the mercantile law and all these things, but we don't know that what is the investment, what is the saving.
Correct. True.
Even in the business, in the way of the business perspective only, our academic curriculum has been designed. But whereas that is also to be individuals, because once individuals investment or savings has increased, automatically nation's growth will be happens as in terms of maybe we may not be faced because this is well educated in the Western countries. But I would like to
True.
know the best way to one-time investment become a one-time savings or one-time investment. You maybe call either savings or investment, which becomes a future investment to helpful for the after age of 55 or something around like that. Maybe
True.
I believe will be helpful for everyone.
Many of us, yes, true. Actually, the first class being, mostly a crowd of a combination of everyone. So I thought I'll start from the basics. But there are many good instruments even at the age of 47 or 45, what you're talking about, to invest because you have earning age of 20 years more, very sure. But the thing is, in the 20 years, compounding will be a little bit compromised compared to the 40 years. There is no doubt about it. But here, 20 years horizon also, we will have a little bit of investments which can actually gain our reach our targets. So I'll focus on that as well in the late stage financial planning process. Then I think it will be clear for you in the next classes. Did I answer your question, sir?
Because yeah, you answered for me, and of course it may be helpful for others also. At the same time,
100%.
uh, because investment not only for my age, I'm telling that because as you told that first debts to be cleared and then savings to be uh, because yeah, you are well explained about the policies. First expenses, then saving. Not no, that is a. I believe that first savings and then expense.
True. That's a beautiful concept. Even I realized very late
It is last 7 years
because
I've been in the same thing. It
yeah,
is
that's how we are. Actually, that's the reason, I wanted the education which is required for our younger kids to, not suffer the same problems. America, people are a little bit of educated and they know about many financial instruments, but we are not like that. For us, market is a risk thing. For us, mutual fund is a totally risky one. For us, what we need is really very good access. For us, survival will be above everything. I mean, if you don't have 100 rupees, can we survive or not is a question to ask for everyone. But generally, what we feel is, what will we do? I think, enjoy the life. Anyway, we are not going to live for 60 years and more. Whom will you
that
save
perception
for?
it is influenced by this many factors like friends because you are telling in the age of 20 to be invested, but at that time 20 or 30 between of that one, the many factors are influencing. One thing is the surrounding factors of the friends, relatives.
Correct.
One thing, and more
Correct.
keen on the, as you said that rightly said, uh, let us enjoy today and rather than what happens tomorrow. Nothing, we maybe
Correct.
live tomorrow or not, and that perception is creating also by the movies or
Correct.
some other what we call real-time game shows. And earlier it was not there. When you go down to the line, back to the line of the 10 years back or 15 years back, when you go back to that, and that kind of influences was not there. But at that time we were not educated. But now we are educated, but there are other influences are more influencing on the mindset of the people. Either
Yeah.
it
See,
is a middle class also.
there is a specific saying which people say about is, India is land of magics, not logics. That's why
Yes.
we have more Babas than scientists. Am I right?
It is
Because
yeah,
we are actually, the spirituality should teach us a lesson. Because maybe in India is a spiritual country. Spirituality should teach us a lesson that you should not forgo your karmas directly. You should forgo your karma phalitas. What does that mean? I'll tell you. Most of the people think that we do nothing and we enjoy. But Krishna didn't say that in Bhagavad Gita or any other Shastras. What did he say is do everything and leave the result to the God. We took
yes.
it wrongly there. That's why our mentality, it has to come to a stage. But still, I think our youth are capable enough to take this country forward. I'm pretty sure people will start investing with these lessons at least.
Same concept which has been, I think, one of the movie July, I think.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Correct, correct, correct. I heard it from there.
magic, we know you just need the magic. That's what Baba said. Are more popular than
Yeah,
intellectuals.
True, sir. Perfect. I think, we'll focus on other lessons as well in the future, which will be clear. Any other guys, any other questions, please?
It seems no one, sir. As of now, no one.
Perfect. Perfect.
And
Then, guys, I think, if you have understood the concept well, let's come to the next series, which is I'm planning for the next series as I'll show you financial planning. What exactly is financial planning? What are the aspects of financial planning? Which will be exactly on next Saturday at 8 o'clock. Okay. Thank you very much for your presence. You made our day. We want to educate as many people as possible, and we want to tell people that investments are part of life. You cannot just live like that, and middle class cannot remain middle class for long in India. We need to be rich. We are born poor, maybe, but we should not die poor. We should not die poor is the magic which we should have, and for that we need not do. We need not, kill our intentions. Do working for 10-20 hours and all. I just told you, save 100 rupees for 30 years. You become a crorepati. Just believe this. Believe in this concept. You need not, cheat banks, or you need not cheat anybody to save in this world. You can still become a crorepati with just 100 rupees in your pocket. The question is, do you have the intent to do it or not? That is main important. Okay. Thanks for your time again. We wish to see you again in the next class. Thank you.